Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sue with Homesteading with Sue, and I am going to make my 14-day bread again for you, but I'm going to do a little different take on it. So first off, we have 3 cups of warm water. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of active yeast. Stir it around a little bit. I have 6.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I have, instead of 1.5 tablespoons of regular salt, I'm using seasoning salt this time. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of garlic powder and 2 tablespoons of onion powder. And I'm also going to add some mozzarella cheese to this. So it looks like the yeast is all good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and add the salt to it, the seasoning salt to it. Again, that was 1.5 tablespoons. I think I'm going to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of onion powder and 2 tablespoons of garlic powder in now. Might make it a little easier to play with. Oh, it smells good. Hope it turns out. I decided to try this. I don't know. Okay, so I gotta get my cheese. My mozzarella cheese. It's Kroger brand, not part skim mozzarella cheese. Okay, so now we're gonna start working in our flour. Again, that was 6.5 cups. It is going to be a wet dough. Once it gets too hard to stir with my hand, with my dough hook, Danish dough hook, I will start using my hand. When I do that, I will get it wet. I had to add the rest of that in there. I'm going to move these so I can get to the sink when I need it. I'm just going to go ahead and leave my water running. That way when I need it next, I can go ahead and use it. And when this is all completely combined, I am going to go ahead and cover it and let it sit for 2 hours. And then I will put it in the refrigerator. And I'm going to make something to go with the dinner that I'm going to take today, which is a Crockpot Lasagna. So it'll probably be breadsticks or something. I'm not quite sure yet. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands real good right now. All right, sorry about that. Now I'm going to add some cheese and then fully combined it. And I am going to cover the dough with a light cloth. I think that's good now, not a cheese. And then we're going to go ahead and mix this together the rest of the way. All right, we got all of the flour off of it. Smells good. And I will be back in 2 hours. All right, so this is what it looks like after it's doubled for 2 hours. Now I'm going to put it in the refrigerator with a lid on it for an hour and a half, and then I'm able to use the bread dough. All right, welcome back. So now I'm going to show you, what I'm going to do with this bread dough is I'm going to make some garlic rolls, because it has cheese and onion and garlic in it anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll it out a little bit, and then I'm going to make some garlic knots. I'm going to use a pizza cutter just to go ahead and slice these. I'm just going to take a strip of it and tie it in a knot. And then put it on the prepared tray. I'm going to let it rise. And then I'll put butter on it. And then cook them at 375 for 20 minutes. Okay, now I'm just going to cover them up with this towel until I'm ready to cook them. Alright, so I'm going to do this a little differently this time with using my stove instead of my hot plate. So I'm sorry that you can't see me. Right now I'm just clumping up about 1.5 pounds of hamburger. I always like to put a little more in. It says for 1 pound, but like I said, I like to put a little extra in. Okay, I'm going to get a plate to be able to put my tool on. Get a regular knife so I can knock that off of there. All right. So I'm going to put some seasoning salt in. Some onion powder. And some garlic powder. And of course some pepper that I just made a mess with. All right, so after we brown this ground beef, we will drain it, and then we'll add the Prego tomato sauce with fresh mushrooms in it. And then I'm going to put in some dehydrated mushrooms. And I have a 15-ounce container of Kroger ricotta cheese. And I have 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese grated. And at first, 2 tablespoons goes into the mixture, and the rest goes after it's done cooking. It goes in the crock pot for 4 to 6 hours on low. And then I have mozzarella cheese. One and a half cups of mozzarella cheese, and then the rest will go in after it's done to melt on top. And then we have an egg. I don't have any fresh parsley. And then we have the noodles uncooked. I have lined my crock pot so it's not so hard to clean up afterwards. Okay, just waiting for this to brown up. And this is the kind of noodles that I bought. They're Kroger brand lasagna noodles. And we will make the, we'll actually end up breaking the noodles so they fit in correctly. It says 6 noodles, but I kind of tend to use a little extra. While we're waiting for this to brown, I'll go ahead and read you the instructions. It's slow cooker lasagna by All Recipes. And it takes a pound of ground beef, 24-ounce jar of spaghetti sauce, 1 cup water, 1 15-ounce container of ricotta cheese, 1 7-ounce package of Kraft 2% milk, shredded cheese, mozzarella cheese, and it says to divide it. 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese divided, 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh parsley, and then 6 lasagna noodles uncooked. And directions say brown in a large skillet. Drain, stir in spaghetti sauce and water. Mix ricotta, 1.5 cups of mozzarella cheese, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, eggs, and the parsley. And spoon 1 cup meat sauce into slow cooker. Top with layers of half each of the noodles broken to fit the cheese mixture. Cover with 2 cups meat sauce. Top with remaining noodles, break to fit, cheese mixture, and meat sauce. Cover with lid. Cook on low for 4 to 6 hours or until liquid is absorbed. Sprinkle with remaining cheese. Let stand covered 10 minutes or until melted. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drain this. I'll be right back. Alright, so I have already drained the meat, and now I'm going to stir in spaghetti sauce. I am going to take these mushrooms out of the hot water and go ahead and get them into the sauce. And then I need 1.5 cups. Whoops, I lied. One and a half cups of mozzarella. I'm going to go ahead and use this cup of water I need and shake up the jar so I don't waste any of the spaghetti sauce. There's the jar, the 1 cup of water. Two tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. the ricotta cheese. And now we're going to go ahead and add the egg. We're going to get this all mixed together. Let the cheese get all good and combined and melted. It smells delicious. I'll go ahead and let this combine a little more, and I'll be back. It sounds like it's splattered now, so it should be nice and combined. Go ahead and stir that just a little bit to make sure. Make sure everything's good and melted. Oh yes. It's going to be so good. Okay, so now I'm going to move over to the table. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to put 1 cup of meat sauce in my lined crock pot. I'm going to spread it out a little bit. Actually, I think I'm going to put in a little bit more, because I didn't put in extra meat, so it should be fine. Okay, now we're going to put in some noodles, which this crock pot, you could almost put them in level, whole. But like I said, I like to put extra noodles in. So I put 6 halves of noodles into there. Now we're going to use 2, which equals a total of 3 noodles. And we're going to put in 2 cups of sauce. Now we're going to put in some more noodles. Another 3 noodles. And I think after we do that twice, okay, so we did that. we did the first layer, and this is the second layer. So now the rest of the the rest of the meat sauce goes in, unless I decided too much and I'm adding more noodles, which I'm known to do, and it doesn't hurt anything to do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and add another set of noodles. And then we'll put the rest of the meat sauce on top. So another 3 noodles. And I'm just going to spread it on top of here. Okay, now we're just going to turn it on low for 4 hours. Or until the it's nice and bubbly. Alright, to go with the lasagna and the garlic nuts, I'm going to do a Green Goddess Taylor Farms chopped kit. It has red savory cabbage, green leaf, broccoli stalks, plant-based butter, croutons, crumbles, carrots, green onions, Green Goddess seasoning. Crouton crumbles. Powdered seasoning. Dressing. Okay. Now we're just going to stir it together. Be ready when I'm ready to serve dinner. We're going to go ahead, and while we wait for the oven to completely preheat, I'm going to go ahead and put butter on my garlic knots. All right. when it's all ready, preheated, I'm going to go ahead and put garlic knots in the oven for 20 minutes. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. I'm going to go ahead and add the extra mozzarella cheese and Parmesan, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is what it looked like after I put the other cheese on it. Now I'm just going to put the lid on and let it sit until the garlic knots are done. Alright, this is what the lasagna looks like with the cheese melted on the top. And here are the garlic rolls, or knots. And then the salad, and I'll put it all together and show you what it looks like on a plate. Okay, so I'll take a bite of the lasagna. Very good. Everything is delicious. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.